everyone. Thanks for choosing this podcast. We're your hosts, M and K. Come and join us to chat about anything related to healing and so much more. This is episode 4. Yay for us.
Yay.
Kay, how are you today?
I'm doing okay. Could be better, have been worse, but I'm here and happy to be here, definitely. Um, how about you?
Okay as well. Obviously, we have our ups and downs. I guess I'm in the middle, but here we are recording for our listeners and obviously for ourselves, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
This episode, we were trying to think about what we thought was a worthy topic to talk about as it relates to healing and building confidence takes time. And while you're trying to work on your quote unquote healing journey, it's most likely going to be very up and down. So I guess we can kind of start the conversation with M. How do you feel about your self-confidence or and self-esteem these days?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned it last episode that my self confidence, image, esteem, the whole shebang wasn't the best in the past, but it's improved now. It's a little bit better. Like Kay was saying, that it's not something that you can just see immediate results. It's definitely something that it's slow building and and everyone it's different. Like some people might see drastic improvements in a short span of time and other people can see improvements, it could take years. It just it's different. And I want to say um for me, I've seen slow progress to begin with, but then I saw a major boost of progress. Like I think at the beginning of the year, I know I shared this story with Kay, but I found this tactic where it's like if I looked at myself in the mirror and I was speaking directly to myself, I know it sounds kind of weird, that actually helped. And I know I've heard this tactic from other people and how they've done this, and, like, before I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, that's what is that gonna do? I've done that before." But I don't know how or why this time it actually clicked.
And what do you tell yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror? I don't think you mentioned it.
No, I think, I mean, what I do is I just look at myself straight in the eye, and I just say the simple words of, "I love myself. I love myself." And like I said, I've tried this before, and obviously nothing would happen. And but this time, I don't know, curiously, it did work. And I feel like it's more of like internally, I just allowed myself to accept those words. And I
Yeah.
think that's what changed because I don't know if um it just there was a shift in my thinking in believing what I was telling myself instead of leaning towards that negative side of like not believing it.
Do you think that you also wanted to believe it more than other times?
Probably. Most likely that might be it, that I was just like, I don't wanna live in that time where it's just like, I wasn't valuing myself, and I wanted to live in the world where I want to accept myself for who I am and just, move from there. And I'm not saying that like, "Oh my gosh, this is, the key to all and I'm healed." No, but I do gotta say that it there was a vast improvement in my self-esteem, self-image,
And the way
self-person.
you viewed yourself and perceived yourself.
Yeah. Mhm. What about for you?
Yeah, I think that's a great tool actually. And I think it's a good time to also mention that when you try a technique and it didn't work for you years ago, it doesn't mean that it won't work for you in the future.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I think revisiting past techniques and even hobbies, honestly, anything,
Mhm.
where it didn't work for you in the past. I mean, we're constantly changing. So, there's that. Actually, it's science, right? Every 7 years, your DNA renews.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so you can go back and something might click for you now, whereas it didn't a year ago. I think for me, in terms of what has helped me with my self esteem, and I should probably backtrack, there was like a very clear point where I remember becoming very aware of the way I looked. And it was like around 7 years old. Little girl made a comment about a skirt I was wearing. And she just gave me this look up and down, and it just made me feel very judged. I think that was the first time that I ever felt judged in my life. And I mean,
Mhm.
I'm in my later years and I still remember this interaction. And then growing up, I was always like really skinny. So I always felt self conscious about that. And I carried that through high school. And
Mhm.
I probably say that in high school, my self-esteem was the lowest because I moved to a new school, so my friends weren't around, like the friends that I grew up with, and I
Mhm.
felt alone. And to now that I reflect on this, I think having friends made me feel better about my like I had better self-esteem because I had them near me, and it was like Monday through Friday
Mhm.
school. I know I would see them and I knew they liked me. And when I was new, I already had low self-esteem, and not having those friendships close to me, it made me feel
Mhm.
like, am I even likable? Because
Yeah.
it's hard to make
No,
friends.
it's yeah, it's those stories that just like inevitably just play and replay in our mind, and they just have such an impact, especially like at that tender age. High school years is still a formative period of years for us.
Yeah. So high school was rough, and I think that, I mean, it would be summer and I would still be wearing a hoodie that was baggy as hell, and my hair would always be down and all in my face because I just wanted to not have anybody notice me. I Like, do you have a moment where you remember being aware of how you looked or how you felt about yourself? Because I think for me, it started with looks, and then I started to internalize that, like, there's something wrong with me. And I
Mhm.
mean, a whole bunch of different things played a part in that, but just taking it to looks, I guess.
Yeah. I think for me it was also sort of the same thing, but for me, it was more like, well, to begin with, I have like a baby face and I'm short, okay? So that didn't really help much. And um,
Wait, I gotta
I was
stop you
really
because at our
okay.
age, baby faces are a win.
Taking that as a compliment. No, but yeah, back to it. I was really skinny. So here we are, a skinny ass little girl that looks younger than her years in school. It was harsh because everyone kept on treating me like if I was like a freaking baby, you know what I mean? No, I wouldn't be taken seriously. It wasn't what I wanted, and it wasn't how I wanted to be perceived also because um I always felt very mature for my years when I was younger, and not being taken seriously was also like one of those moments where like, huh, I wonder why, sort of thing. Messes with your psyche, sort of. Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even know. Like I wouldn't even know how to pinpoint where my self-confidence just got like, but
You don't have to know the moment where I it's just strange for me that I remember. There's other things that I don't remember. I'm like, "Why am I this way?" But,
yeah.
it's okay. We don't have you
Well, I mean, just mentioning self-esteem and stuff. I did top golf on the weekend. Because my brother came to visit me from Utah, and we got together with my other siblings and we went to do top golf. For people that don't know what Topgolf is, it's basically like a glorified, um, shooting range for golfers to just, like, play games. I don't know, it's like a cool mini golf sort of golf experience thing, and, mind you, I've only done mini golf, like, twice in my life, and I sucked at it really bad. Or I wasn't really into it because it was, like, boring or whatever. And this time I did it, and it was fun, and I was really good at it, actually. So, yeah, boost to
Surprise,
my
surprise.
self-esteem. Yeah.
And would you ever have done that on your own?
No, I probably wouldn't have because personally, I've never been interested in golf. And, well, it's just like one of those things where it's like, whatever. I don't care for it or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do because golf to me is probably the worst, most boring sport there is out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's so bad to me, anyways. But
Uh-huh.
I am glad to hear that you tried something new and something that you normally wouldn't have tried. It doesn't anytime I try something new, like for example, a few
Mhm.
years back, I went axe throwing.
Fun. That sounds fun. I haven't done it, but it sounds fun.
Honestly, the first time I heard about it, I didn't wanna do it. Um,
Mhm.
I was like, "We're gonna go do what?" Sure. I went along because we were with a group of people and everybody wanted to do it. So I was like, "Fine, I'll give it a shot." And
Mhm.
I was surprisingly good at it.
Nice.
And then I did it again sometime last year, and
Mhm.
I was still decent
Pretty
at
good
it.
at it.
I mean, I wasn't
Nice.
as good as the first time, but I was still doing
Yeah.
pretty okay, and if you gave me more time, I would have been better.
Mhm.
But when situations like that happen, I think to myself, and maybe you had a similar thought, what else
Mhm.
am I naturally good at that I haven't tried? Do you have those
Yeah.
moments?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know if it's, like, tangible into a thought, but I'm always curious to, like, try new things because, you never know if you're good at them or not. And even if you're not good at it, it's also, like, that thrill of experiencing something new that
Hmm.
might be good for you too.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of part of healing is pushing yourself to try new
Mhm.
things because you are forcing yourself to get out of your comfort zone. Said that with an accent. To get out of your comfort zone and see yourself being potentially naturally good at something, whereas before maybe you thought, I'm not naturally good at anything. But you haven't tried everything there is out there, most
Yeah.
likely.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and
Um,
that also messes with, like, your self-confidence and stuff, and, like, just trying new things in general
yeah.
is such a building block to something better.
Yeah. I like that you said messes because it messes with your perception of yourself. Like,
Mhm.
I growing up, I used to kind of think, "Oh, I suck at everything. There's nothing I'm good at. I'm not good at any
Mhm.
sports." But you know what? And I am surprisingly good at darts too. I'm actually really good at darts.
Nice.
And that's some
Nice.
yeah, and that's something that I tried, and I didn't really think I would like, but I tried it
Mhm.
anyways, and I was good at it, and I did it sometime last year too. It was, like, at the same place because they had axe, darts,
Mhm.
and all these other, games, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Damn, I'm still good at it."
She's a
Uh,
natural. She's a natural,
exactly.
people.
So the perception of I suck at everything, it
Mhm.
shatters when you go out it could shatter when you go out there and try new things. So go out there, try something different. If you ever wanted to play an instrument or I don't know, try an acting class, try dancing, whatever it is, just put yourself in uncomfortable places.
Yeah, sometimes that uncomfortable feeling turns into, like, a sigh of relief because you actually did it or you actually went through it the first time and then the second time you do it again, it feels much better.
Yeah, it can be very empowering.
Yeah. Mhm. What about you? Have you felt anything that has helped your well, that has improved your self-esteem, self-image, self-love this week
This week this week, gosh, it's hard for
or
me
the
to
last week or the weekend, I don't know.
recently,
Recently.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, what have I done to love myself this week? Yeah, at this point in my life, I am really in a stage where I wanna work on my fitness,
Mhm.
and it's something that very important to me, and
Mhm.
I wanted to start walking again. I have a not a walker, I keep saying walker, but what do you
It's not
call
a cane, people. It's not a cane. A walking pad. You have
a
a
walking
walking pad.
pad. Yeah, I have a walking pad, not a walker, I'm not that old.
Mhm.
And I told myself, "Okay, I'm gonna start walking every day for a mile," and I haven't done it every day. I didn't do it yesterday because I didn't have time.
Mhm.
But outside of that, I have been on it, like,
Mhm.
which makes me feel good because I deserve to feel fit, to look fit. And I think for the longest time, I felt like I couldn't achieve those goals. And
Mhm.
being consistent is really just helping me feel good about myself internally.
Yeah, I mean, that to me sounds like you showed up for yourself.
Yes, we are in the showing up for ourselves season.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a great way to put it. And I hope our listeners take that away from this episode. So be gentle with yourselves and just show up. Just showing up sometimes is what matters.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be these big gestures or actions that you're taking to show self love. It could
Mhm.
literally just be um like what M was saying, not to minimize it, but you have a mirror probably somewhere in your home, and you could put your
Mhm.
face in front of the mirror and stare yourself dead ass in the eyes and tell
Yeah.
yourself, "I love me." And I know that it's hard, that's why I don't wanna minimize it, but just like what I mean is you don't have to leave your home sometimes to do that.
It could just be waking up 5 minutes earlier because you wanted to wake up earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The baby steps.
baby steps get you high rewards in the end.
Mhm.
Whether it's drinking that extra glass of water a day or open up that moisturizer and moisturize that your body parts, whatever needs to be moisturized.
You were gonna say those crusty ass spots.
I was gonna say elbows because, um, that tends to be a dry spot for me, actually, and I've been trying to get
Yeah.
better at that. And I remember when I was younger, I used to right when I would get out of the shower, I would just start moisturizing everything, and then I just kinda drifted from that, and I wanna get started on that again. TMI, doesn't
Nice.
even matter, but
Well, I don't wanna toot my horn, but I do oil my body every single time I get out of the shower.
oh my god, you're so good at that. See, that's why your skin looks so smooth. What oil do you use? Because this is part of healing. We wanna know, what is the oil?
I use the basic oil, body oil from Trader Joe's.
Okay. Well, what's it called? It's just called basic body oil?
No, I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's like lemongrass body oil or something. It's literally the only well, they have another one, but that one has fragrance in it. But this one is just like it's in a beige type of bottle and it has clean ingredients and everything. But
Nice.
it does the job. It does the job.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look into that because the lotion that I'm using now, it's good and all,
Mhm.
but I do think that oils tend to be better at moisturizing. Then you have that nice glow after.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
faster. That's why I like it. instead of
Absorb
like the
stresses.
lotion where it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, back to yeah.
Yes,
Well,
but
that's self love.
yeah, it is. Literally, anything small, do it because you deserve to take that small action, big action, whatever it is, towards your
Hmm.
self-esteem. And it's okay if right now, in this moment, you don't love yourself fully.
Hmm.
It's a back and forth process sometimes, but you'll get there. And I think we're both working on that, and we're both just accepting that we are not the most confident people in the world right now. We probably never will be because I don't know. I don't know who is.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, we're definitely trying and striving to go that way.
yeah, definitely. Well, this was a good chat.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the harder ones, but we made it through.
Yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is that it was a hard episode to get through as us, the hosts. So hopefully it's not as awkward for you guys, the listeners.
yeah. And there'll be a lot of cutoffs, so you listeners will have the better version of this.
But yeah,
But
definitely.
I think that because we struggled so much with this, that kind of reflects how self-confidence and self-esteem is it's not so straightforward, right? Like there's no recipe
Hmm.
to get you there.
Yeah.
And even
Hmm.
talking about it was difficult.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was. But this is a testament of the improvement that we're trying to do in ourselves
Yeah.
for ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't give
And
up.
with yeah, yeah, we did. And with that thought, I think we're gonna wrap it up today, right?
Yeah, we are. Thank you all for listening. And just really quick note, I know I there was a I mentioned the flies, living with flies in the last episode. And I don't live with flies always. I have a temporary issue. I think they're coming through the vents, and neighbors have said that they are also having an issue. So that is it. I don't live in filth. It's just a temporary issue. And that's it. I just needed to clarify that just in case.
There you
Okay.
have it, guys.
Well, thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate you all taking the time. Show yourself love, like we mentioned. We're trying to do that for ourselves too, and we're rooting for you. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.